If I was to receive a punch, so Mark's going to punch around this way, right? And I can do lots of different types of blocks, right? So you've got karate styles and kempo and all these different styles. However, one of the things that we don't normally do is we don't realise that a block is actually, these weren't referred to as blocks back in the old days. In the 1930s, these were referred to as strikes, to pressure points. The pressure points are, come on here. Right, the pressure points are inside the elbow, the wrist itself, the muscle group here, so there's a joint between muscle groups, and the muscle group here. So if Mark was to throw a punch at me, I could hit the inside, right? So if it's the other side, I'd use the inner block to strike into the soft part of the joint. What this does is, as the punch is coming around here, I've stopped it, the arm's still coming. I'm really stretching that out and pushing in. There's a tendon in here that makes the arm go out and in. We're hitting that really, really hard. If you've got two arms in doing this technique, so if you do the hit inside there, so I'm hitting you, right? You're going to hit inside my wrist, inside my elbow, inside the elbow. So what happens if you hit the elbow, the arm can still swing. So if you're doing this type of block or attack, if you're attacking the punching arm, then you've got to watch out for that swing around the top. You cover it. So if it swings around, it's only going to touch you anyway. Well, the other way of doing it is, of course, if the punch comes, so you punch me, hit right through, really putting a lot of power into it. So, similarly with Bujinkan style ninjutsu, what they do is when a punch comes in, they'll get out of the way of the punch, and then hit the back of the wrist. So they use the knuckle on the small bones at the back of the wrist, or the wrist joint itself, or if they can get underneath to just behind the elbow, they hit in there, and then they can do anything they want. Once they've stunned the arm, then they can go over the top and attack. So attacking with a block, the same can be done if you're just standing there and we're say in a threatening confrontation. If I want to end it quickly by striking first, but I don't really want to punch, I can use one of my favourite techniques, which is the upper block. From here, straight up. Go in close, the arm comes up underneath and up under the chin. This isn't actually a really deadly strike. It could cause concussion because of compression at the back of the neck. But what it really does is it pushes him out of the way. And that gives me an opportunity. If we're in a threatening situation, you're going like, come on, Lair, you know, is being very threatening towards me, and I lunge suddenly, what it does is it overwhelms, it changes the person from being an aggressor to a defender. I haven't caused any major injuries to him. I'm not actually striking at the throat, I'm striking, sliding up the body. So using it as a common Kempo upper block, and we're bringing it right in, close tight, and hitting up under the chin. And this pushes the opponent out of the way. Now, when people are doing body blows and stuff, and we're going to use the lower block, again, we're using the lower block, but we're going to attack the pressure points like that. Alright? We use to do the opposite way, is a technique that's only used in a few styles. It is to swing that way, to swing outwards. And we're attacking the wrist, not the wrist, the elbow joint and the wrist itself. So if you go to punch into me from here, you knock it out, flow in, hit the head. Because where you hit isn't really important. If you hit in this area, you've got the pressure point, front of the ear, behind the ear, the corner of the jaw, the carotid artery, and the neck muscle itself. If you hit in that direction, you're going to hit something, and it's going to hurt. What we want to do is we want to hurt, scare away the attacker. We want to turn the attacker from being an aggressor to being a defender very quickly.